good person. Actually, the first time I saw her run, she was running in a skirt. Seriously, you remember that? She was laughing about that. She was. And she came a long ways. But before I talk about Coach Cochran and movies are vital, I'm going to tell you the things about him that I felt that really touched me. He was that kind of individual, you can attest this for some of his athletes being here, that made you believe in yourself. He would tell you something, and you had to believe it. I remember he told me I could swim when he threw me into the pool to try to work out. I didn't believe it, but it worked. But it was one thing that he did for me that I'll never forget. He told me education is not only important, but it's going to be a key to your life when you get older. So that's one of the reasons why I graduated. And then he told me when the Olympics was coming around, I'll never forget him saying this. He said, Ray, you can do anything you want. I believe you can make your Olympic team. I believe everything he said. 10 years later, he told me a story. He says, Ray, I knew you could get to the second round, but making Olympic team, you did not think you were able to do. And I want to recognize Dan Futrell, too, who's a real good friend of mine, who's another Hall of Famer here, who holds the national record for the half mile. So I didn't want him to be passed over either. But Coach Cochran, right now, for you guys to understand this, he was a mentor to me. He was a friend. He was a father, and I could talk to him anytime I needed anything. So I appreciate you guys asking me to come up here and talk about him. Without further ado, I need glasses now. It's a whole different. I need glasses and I don't have any more hair. That's what teaching school does for you. Seriously. My students. Anyway, pray for me. I'm sorry. Okay. John Cochran served as head women's track coach and cross-country coach for 33 years, while also adding to the men's track team and serving as the interim for the director of athletics during his tenure. During that time, 4 women won 5 individual national titles in the track and field under John Cochran. Merlene Fromm, she won the 1985 indoor and outdoor shot put competition, while Cassandra Hester won in 1990. Christina Winkler, she won 2004 and captured an individual title in the 400-meter hurdles. Catherine Berman, she added to a national pole vault title in 2010. In addition, Coach Cochran had 52 individuals and 7 relays earn All-American honors at the Indoor and Outdoor National Cross Country Championship. His 2004 cross-country team advanced to the Nationals and placed 20th overall, while Kerry Nipper, who's a friend of mine, had the highest individual finish in Division II cross-country meet with a 5th place finish in 1988. Coach Cochran produced 14 academic All-Americans. His team was consistently ranked amongst the NCAA Division II leaders in teams with grade point averages. Stacey Roberts, who I never met, is back there in 1991. His other one was Hofer in 1996. Each finalist in the state of Missouri for NCAA Women's Woman of the Year Award. A benchmark of the program occurred during the 2000 calendar year as the Bulldog women, they swept both the indoor and outdoor Mid-American Interconference Athletic Association Championship before capturing the conference cross-country title that October. Cochran's team won 3 other league indoor meets. It was 1989, 1990, 2003, and in 1983, the outdoor championship for a total of 7 conference championships. He is a 5-time conference coach of the year award recipient, and he was named the 1999 regional coach of the year by the United States Track and Field Cross Country Coaches Association. He received a Distinguished Service Award for the NCAA Division II Cross Country Coaches for his contributions to the sport in 1992, and was the 1996 recipient of the NCAA Division II Track and Field Distinguished Service Award. In 2011, Coach Cochran was inducted into the Missouri Track and Field Hall of Fame, and that's it. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce my mentor, my friend, and father figure, Coach Coach John Cochran.
After all that, I should just sit down. I'm just basically going to thank people. I'm not going to tell everybody the story of my life. I think you've heard it already, or at least most of it. There's a couple things I'd like to do. Since we've had people stand up, I'd like to have a few of them stand up too here. Anybody that's here that was ever on a Northeast Truman men's or women's track or cross-country team, will you stand up? Is Daryl Gorley here too? I read in your stuff that you were on the track team in 46 and 47.
I remember that.
Got a couple other little groups here. If you scored in the MIAA conference meet, indoor track, outdoor track, or in the top 5 on the cross-country team sometime, will you stand up? If you were a conference champion in cross-country, indoor, outdoor, will you stand up? If you were a national qualifier, indoor, outdoor, or cross-country, will you stand up? If you were an All-American, indoor, outdoor, or cross-country, will you stand up? National champion? Dan, stand up. Dan, stand up. Dan still holds the 800-meter record in the NCAA Division II championships. He set it in 79. I'm almost done with my list here. Pardon me for using technology. Okay. Olympic trials qualifiers. Stand up, Dan. Ray, stand up. This is Diana Kelly Harris. Qualifier in the Olympic trials marathon. Okay, and we have one Olympic champion. All right, I'll run through my thank yous here, and I'll try to not bore you, and I'm not going to tell you stories. There have been enough stories told down at that table already about things over the years. I'd like to thank my wife, Christina. Stand up, please. My wife did not know what she was getting into when she got married to me. She took care of an awful lot of things and put up with me being gone a lot. My 2 sons, David and Doug. David's here. Will you stand up, David? David's a teacher and a track coach in Salem, Missouri. I want to thank them for putting up with the fact that maybe I wasn't home as much as I should have been and all those things. But they were great guys. I need to thank my parents. My parents taught me about work ethic. My father had a way of making sure that I got up to milk the cows at 5:30 in the morning. We milked cows the old-fashioned way. And a couple mornings that I didn't get up, he had his own way of making sure that I got up. The guy worked so much harder than I ever did. It's amazing. Oh, Truman people, the grounds people, the physical plant people, public safety, the university offices. These people were great to me. They helped with everything that went on. I don't know if there's any old track officials left in here. I know two. I see one back there. Vaughn Abbott. When we were running meets here and ran cross-country meets, those people helped tremendously. One of my goals when we started having the Truman Open was to get university people, community people, and students, and get them to work at these meets and find out that we were all pretty good people. And they were very, very helpful. Couple people. Ken Gardner. Ken Gardner took a chance on me. I was just a high school coach out of Iowa, and I think it was maybe he needed a woman's coach, is what happened. And so he hired me, and it was very good for me. I learned a lot of things from him. I was 30-some years old when I came here. I was old enough to know better, but didn't always do to create the right things, I guess. But the things that he taught me is he taught me how to work with people, to care about people. I was amazed at what he could get people to do. It was amazing. I saw some guys that weren't in very good shape, and he would get them to run well. He'd get them to believe in themselves. I also worked out at his office doing game management, ticket sales and stuff, and at homecoming, these guys would come back to visit him. These guys would be 45-year-old guys, and they'd come in and shake hands with him, hug him, and cry. And I went, ooh. You know, he apparently had an influence on their life. Great person. Learned a lot from him. I was always smart enough to listen to the older people because I figured out that they knew some things. And one other that's here, Walt, will you stand up? Please stand up, Walt. When Walt became AD, the people in the coaches group were going, ooh, this guy has been in academia, you know, I know he's been faculty rep, I don't know. Well, at that time we were in a little bit of, not chaos in the department, but we had a few problems, and he built camaraderie. He got us to trust each other, which was a heck of a deal with the people that were here at that time. And the thing I always hated about staff meetings was we had show and tell time. You know, you were supposed to tell about what had gone on in your sport. I hated it. But he got us to know what was going on. It was a very interesting time. We were hell on wheels in the Directors' Cup. I don't know what they call it now. We had some really, really high places from team finishes among all sports. And he got us to the point that you'd be amazed. Somebody won a big game, people go down to their office and talk to him because they really like people. And he just did so much with that. He was very instrumental in raising some money for the track. Because when I came here in 1980, everybody kept telling me, yeah, we're going to build a track in a couple of years. In 96, we got it done. But he called in some favors. Maybe they were favors they owed his dad, but he called in and he helped us, and we ended up with the track. I think one of the things that maybe Walt understood is one of the Phil Jackson things, that the we is a lot stronger than the me. And that was something that really happened with us. There's a few people, I think Coach Shooter, you were here, weren't you, at that time? Yeah, it was an interesting situation. And then we all kind of went our own ways and things like that. I gotta tell you, it was a great ride. It was a great ride. I got to do something my whole life that I would have done if I hadn't even been paid for it, because I really liked it. And I've met some really exceptional people. Thank you.